What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Vechain today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are at about 2.42 cents, dropping it low. Drop it low, girl. You're going down. If we look at the RSI, it's a pretty bearish-looking daily RSI. You are firmly entrenched in this downtrend here, right? Lower highs galore. You are in the oversold zone. Oftentimes when it comes to downward sloping trends in the RSI, oftentimes you do find resolution after you've achieved the oversold zone. But finding lows like this right here and continuing to just maintain this reading and not breaking out of it might indicate that we are going lower. We might see a lower read than what we've seen in a little while. And if that's the case, you know, Vechain could definitely drop with the rest of the market. I think we're going to see a 20 to 30% drop overall. If not, I want to say the same thing, or hopefully I've said this in every video that I've talked about. If we don't drop, that's fine. I hope we don't. I hope the reason why I hope we get this 20 to 30% drop out of the way is I think that would do it. That would clean the market out. That would clean house. We get a true capitulation event to take place. People are on the edge of their seats, but it seems like a lot of people haven't gotten shaken out yet. And that's great. That's great. But the markets will test you until it breaks you. And only the rock hard will stay here. Boys or girls, it doesn't matter, man. You got to be rock hard in this game if you're going to be immovable. Get your minds out of the gutter. I just meant immovable, nothing else. How could it be taken any way else? If we drop 20 to 30% from here, 20% would be about a 1.9, just under a 2% drop. A 30% drop would be something of about a 1.7 cent drop. It could happen. It could happen. Let's see. Let's zoom out here. I don't know if it does. I'm not too fond of the idea of you going below here, not because I wouldn't want to see it, but just because to me it doesn't really necessarily make sense. Let's see, what are you doing here? Vechain could be one of those ones that doesn't go down with the rest of the markets, or maybe it does, but it doesn't go down too dramatically. I got to say, that's a nice bounce right off the 886 there. That's not bad. Nothing to be ashamed of. Let's see. Looking at the 3-day RSI too, you're a little bit oversold coming out of it. I don't know, man. Let's see. If over the next day and 5 hours, if you can close up here or a little bit higher, preferably, maybe you don't go lower with the rest of the market, or maybe you do, but it won't be anything sustained. Huh. Tricky Vechain. Very, very tricky. Could you go lower? Could you go lower? Let's see. I don't think you do. 2 billion, it's not a lot of volume in all fairness. It's not the most volume, but that's okay. Sometimes at these lows you don't get a whole lot of volume. Low to high. I mean, man, if you do drop lower, the expected outcome would be something of like an overall 46% drop, 50% drop. And maybe you do that Vechain. I don't know. Have you dropped more than the average coin already? Not really. 73% seems to be about average. Let's look. Let's see what the average coin has dropped. 55%. So you have dropped a little bit more than average. Maybe you continue to drop more than average, but a 20 to 30% drop, I mean, maybe you could go below that low. It's hard. I know I'm saying maybe a lot, and I know that can be frustrating for some people, but I'm trying to figure it out too, guys. Let's see here. High to low. Okay, I accept it. I accept it as a possibility. I think you could go all the way down here. Yeah, and that's about a 30% drop. I do accept it as a possibility. I think Vechain, prepare yourselves, Vechainers out there, you vets. You're at 2.42 cents now. I'm not calling for this. This is not a call. This is more of an alert. Okay, be aware. You could drop all the way down to 1.66 cents, 65 cents, and still be fine. If you drop that low, it's fine. Oftentimes, also, with these kind of M shapes like this, right? You've got that M shape. It's a weird M, but it might be easier to see on a weekly basis. You see the M here. Oftentimes, you do go below that little midpoint of the M there. And finding it at the 069 here, that could happen. That really could happen. Prior areas of support here, that would capitulate a lot of people in the Vechain community. I know you've got low volume now, but you'd have a lot of volume down there. People would be wanting to buy it up down there. People would be wanting to sell it to the people that want to buy it down there. That's for damn sure. Let's look at this. Let's do this. No. Maybe on Binance. Something with more historical data. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Weekly time frame like this. We're going to take... Yes. Something like this. That doesn't really help out too much, does it? I mean, that would call for you to go down to those levels at least, maybe. Let's see. What about from the bear market low to where we are now? A little bit lower, maybe. A little bit lower, and I doubt you'd get below there. I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of that idea. I don't want to say it's going to happen, but it seems somewhat possible, feasible to happen. The daily RSI, again, doesn't look good. What about the 4-hour RSI? The 4-hour RSI doesn't look good either. What about the 1-hour RSI? Now you're trying. You're trying on the 1 hour, but the 1 hour is not enough to save you, unfortunately. I'm not impressed with it. Yeah, you don't look. I don't think you're going to continue to move up too much more. I hope I'm wrong. I guess I am going to make the call. I think that you do potentially go below these lows here. I think you go below 1.9 cent. However low you go, I don't think you go below 1.56 cents or 1.65 cents. I can't remember, but I don't think that you go, let's just say 1.55. I don't think you go below 1.5 cent. I'm not even sure you go below 1.6 cent, but something that's just below this could be on the table. Let's see if any fibs line up with this low to high. 2618 right there at 19 or 1.97 cents could be the area. If not, yeah, 1.6 to 1.76 cents would be the money zone. I could see it happening, man. I could definitely see it happening. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I suppose that's the call in all fairness. Afterwards, I would expect Vechain pumps. Has a rather miraculous recovery. I don't think that you're in any jeopardy at all of seeing lower highs this cycle or anything like that. I mean, maybe. You never know. Coins don't just move up forever, and there will be a time when Vechain doesn't see new all-time highs cycle after cycle. Is this going to be that time? I don't know. But you are finding support here at kind of at your prior areas of resistance on a monthly time frame. If you look at the weekly time frame, kind of at prior areas of resistance as well. It's not the most perfect structure in all honesty, but it's not terrible, right? And you did find support and you have moved up higher. As long as you hold that, I'm not really too concerned about you. If you do go higher, and I think you will, Vechain, I think you will see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. I don't believe you'll go below these lows, okay? But if you do go higher, come on now. Likely you would see a 60 cent to a $1.70, something in there, and you're at 2.4 cents now. Is Vechain a 100xable coin? I think it is. 24x, that would be a 69x, but I don't know if it does see a if it sees 100x, because 100x from here would be $210 billion, and it's possible. I accept it as an outcome, but I'm having a hard time. Seeing that outcome happen. It's completely possible you even stop below $1. I think that Vechain gets above $1 by the end of the cycle. With my newfound bearishness, I'm a little bit hesitant, though, to call for anything that's too much higher than that. You know, if you wanted to go to a $3.70-something cent price, that'd put you over $200 billion. That'd put you at like $300 billion or more. And I just don't think that's going to happen, man. I don't think that's going to happen. Not for this thing, not this cycle. If it was going to happen, it would have been seeing more productiveness already, or maybe the cycle continues into mid-2026. That'd be the only way, but I just don't see that happening either. So worst comes to worst, guys. It's completely possible, too. I'm not trying to cause any panic, but rejecting the golden ratio like that, not getting to it, and then coming down all this way, and then let alone seeing prices below this, it really does get you set up to take out these lows. And I don't think that's going to happen, but it's something you should be aware of. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you are heavily exposed to Vechain, if it's the only coin you're holding, that's not necessarily encouraging, right? It doesn't look too healthy right now. I had a lot more optimism looking at it at first, but now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know. You're rejecting your 60 on the monthly. You're not even getting to the 40, which is fine. That's nice. I don't know, man. 1.6 to 1.7 cents is where I think we're going to go. I don't think it's appropriate to talk about where the all-time highs are going to be otherwise, right? It could stop at 60 cents. It could stop at $1.80. This is the area that I'm expecting by the end of the cycle to happen ultimately. Could it go higher? Could it not see new all-time highs? I think to figure that out and to have a better, more definitive answer on that, we would have to see how we perform after the crypto markets recover over the coming months. And I do expect the crypto markets to recover. I do not expect, I want to be clear, because I know I took a rather bearish tone in this video. I don't expect Vechain to fizzle out into nothing. That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. Okay. I'm just saying I want to see how it performs. If we move up to our all-time high area or even past all-time highs on this next phase up, good, good. If you only stop at the golden ratio, that's still good. If you stop and you see a lower high, that's bad, okay? This would make me think that you do see prices around $1 to $1.68. If you stop at the golden ratio or lower, it's possible that you stop at your all-time highs, you get a double top, or maybe you stop at 60 cents, right? It depends on how this next phase up performs. And I got to be honest with you guys, calling for a move on Vechain, it's got $2 billion and it's got very low volume, but it can pick up volume. It doesn't have to have low volume on the way up. Who knows? You know, expecting it to see something around its all-time highs gives it a 10x to a 7, 8x, and that's hard for me to see with a multi-billion-dollar market cap coin like this. It could happen, though. I mean, we've seen it happen with HBAR, XLM, XRP. If this thing wants to move up, the area that would make me comfortable, that would start to make me really think that you will see $1.68 or beyond by the end of the cycle. And it's not that I don't think you can see this. I do think you can see this. It's just I'd be more confident in it than I am now if you see a move by the end of this next move, which is going to be sometime by the end of May. If you saw like a 5.8x or more, that would be desirable. From here, from the current price of 2.4 cents, you need to get to 14 cents or higher by the end of May. If you can do that, there's no doubt in my mind you're going to see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. I still do think you're going to see new all-time highs, but it's not appropriate to actually consider that as a reality until we see how we've interacted with this next area. So we'll wait. We'll see how it goes. Until then, you're at 2.4 cents now. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm too bearish, and I hope I'm just like woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something, but I think you're going to drop down to about 1.6 to 1.7 cents, and then from there, then we will build, okay? Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy. And I want to be very clear, I don't think that Vechain's going to zero. I don't think that it's a dead coin. I don't think that's going to happen, right? I think that you will, as of now, I do think you're going to see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. I just didn't expect that you would go below these lows, and that's making me, I have to look at it in a different light. And with that, because it's doing things that I didn't expect it would do, I think it's only appropriate to wait and see how it performs before we really talk about these areas more seriously, okay? So I hope you understand that. I'm not trying to be bearish on Vechain. I am bullish on Vechain. I think it will see new all-time highs very clearly. I very much am. I'm just trying to be real with you guys. I don't want to mislead anybody, okay? Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.